You are watching Kababayan LA. This is America's first and only daily talk show for and about the Filipinos. This is also where we celebrate Kababayan pride every day, and of course today is no different. I'd like to introduce you to a very accomplished Kababayan. He is the brand new president of a prestigious university. Luis Maria R. Calingo is the president of Woodbury University in Los Angeles, Burbank. Where?
Los Angeles and San Diego.
Hello and welcome to
Burbank too.
Welcome to Kababayan LA. Congratulations, President. What does a president of a university do?
The president is the chief executive officer of the university. Essentially, you're responsible for the education of all the students in the university and ensuring that they get a value-adding education and also that they have a memorable experience on campus.
Tall order. And it looks like you had a memorable experiences in several campuses because you pretty much were in school your whole life. You took your MBA, you had your PhD, you got your BSIE, you had your MURP, a lot of alphabets after your name. Did you always want to stay in school?
No. In fact, when I graduated from UP, I graduated from UP in 1976. That was my undergraduate education. And I told myself that I'm not going to go to school again. And so I celebrated that graduation day. And then, lo and behold, a year later, I was applying to graduate school.
Why? What made the decision to apply to graduate school?
I realized that an undergraduate education is just a driver's license to succeeding in the workplace. And when I looked around, I always wanted to surround my people who were successful, who are good sources of inspiration for me. And when I looked around at those people who inspired me, they were all going for their master's degrees. And so I decided I should do it too.
And what's inspiring about your story is you were telling us earlier that in fact your grades weren't all too...
Well, I had a pretty colorful transcript when I was an undergraduate student.
Right.
It's something that I would not be proud to tell to my 3 daughters.
Right. But, you know, it's good to tell people that because there's no, at any point in life, if you want to wake up and transform your life, you can do it, correct?
That's correct. For the first 2 years, well, undergraduate engineering education in UP is a 5-year program. So the first 2 years, I was more involved in the student movement at that time. During the 1970s, I was skipping my classes, and you know, I celebrated my newly found freedom as a college student when you don't need to attend those classes. Until I wised up after getting a couple of failures here and there.
Right.
And so I just decided that this is not the way I'd like to live my life, particularly because when you're a student at UP, they always hammer upon on you that you are a scholar ng bayan, you know, that your tuition is being paid for.
People are paying for you to go to school.
Yes, and so it's a stewardship.
Right.
And you need to be a better steward of that trust.
And I think you can say now it actually bore fruit in you now that you are this accomplished Kababayan representing us well in the academe. How important is education, and what can you say about the problems right now? You know, continuous hike of tuition fees, but at the same time there was an issue not too long ago about school officials getting increases also in their salaries and compensation.
In fact, what attracted me to Woodbury in that respect is that Woodbury is very financially sound. And it has actually kept the cost of education pretty stable through the years. In fact, when I looked at our statistics the past few years, I forgot the exact numbers, but our cost per student, our cost per degree has been pretty stable. Whereas the rest of the country, you know, education has been rising at least 2 to 3% a year. So I take pride in that. So it all depends also on the governance, on the leadership of the university to bring those down.
And so I guess students at Woodbury are very lucky to have you there because now you're overseeing everything. What makes for a good education? What is, if you were to pick, you know, in all your experiences, all your years of experience, 3 basic tenets of education?
Well, number one is the discipline is important.
In the student.
The discipline in the student is very important, that you have to attend those classes. You got to all do those homework assignments. You treat them as opportunities for you to learn. And getting that mindset that today will always be better than yesterday, and that tomorrow will always be better tomorrow than today. So that's the very first thing. Teachers are also very important. And with teachers would go the support system around you. Your family is going to be important. And that poses a challenge when we have students who are the first in their families to go to college. They don't have a support system at home. And that's a sizable percentage of our students at Woodbury. And of course, the third is a lot of, you need to surround yourself with people who inspire you to do your best.
Right.
Okay, so you would think that the university actually is only a part of that experience. But where does the university contribute to that good experience is that, you see, I think good education is a combination of what happens in the classroom and what you do outside of the classroom.
Right.
So,
Right. That is good.
so in the end, you have a well-rounded student at the end.
Thank you so much. It's all up to you also. That's like discipline is perhaps 50% of that. And then the rest is, you can never blame anyone else for your failure. But also you can rely on other people to help you succeed by getting inspiration, like you said. Thank you so much. And now you're just one of the many inspirations that we have, also models that we can look up to in our community. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations and more power.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Another accomplished Kababayan. When we return on the show, don't go away.